All right, right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have my special guest on. He's been on the show before. My brother, Robert Wynter, Bobby Wynter. He raised me, helped raise me. He's my favorite brother of all time, but we won't tell Chris that. Bobby, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you're in Kingston now. What are we looking at down in Kingston?
I'm in Kingston. We're getting some rain here, but nothing too much. The hurricane is heading west, closer to Negril, and
now,
maybe Montego Bay.
Where is Negril? Is in conjunction to where Kingston, the capital, is? Where is Montego Bay and Negril?
So Kingston is southeastern part of the island. Negril is the westernmost tip of the island, all the way on the other side.
Okay.
It's about we're 90 miles across. The country is 90 miles wide. So it's about, I would say, about 60 miles from here. So we are not projected to get the full brunt of the hurricane.
When you say you mean Kingston?
In Kingston.
Right.
We in Kingston. Right. But closer to Negril and to Savlamar, and the south coast, Treasure Beach, those areas in St. Elizabeth are expected to get a rough hit. And even where we were in August to spread the ashes of our father, that area should get a tough hit.
And that was kind of up in the mountains. Does that make a difference?
The mountains, they would pull more water out of the hurricane, so it will be higher levels of water up in the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course it won't flood; it will just flow down.
Right, but now the areas at the bottom will flood. What is the feeling of the island? Because I just saw some news reports, and there was a reporter from in Kingston on CNN basically saying people are hunkering down and just kind of chilling and watching TV to wait for it to hit. Is that the feeling you're seeing as well?
Right, we're hunkering down. It's been a very slow developing hurricane and moving very slow. So we were prepared from as far back as Wednesday or Thursday. We were expecting heavy rain to start from Wednesday night, actually, and then they kept changing because it just slowed down. It actually came to a stop almost, and it picked up its intensity. So now it's a Category 5, very serious hurricane. So, we're expecting some damage, literally damaged infrastructure, and that's a farming area. And we just had a hurricane last year in the same area, that Hurricane Beryl, and our farmers were just getting back now. They're going to be hit again.
Wow.
So we have to hope and pray that there is minimum damage and there are no loss of life. But we expect a lot of water.
What is the government telling people to do? How is the Prime Minister handling this with his communications with the people on the island?
I must say that the communications have been very, very well. They've been having a series of press conferences with the Minister of Information, the Minister of Local Government, the Minister of Health, the Prime Minister himself, the Meteorological Services. They've been keeping us updated. There are shelters. There are about over 100 shelters. I think over 100 shelters island-wide. A lot of schools have been turned in temporary shelters. The national arena where they play basketball and netball and other places. So everybody's been encouraged to go into shelters if you're in low-lying areas in particular.
I know
some persons have tried not to go, but they're on their own.
Understood. And I know one of the things that you said earlier, where the areas of Jamaica that are in the path of the hurricane, are those tourist areas, and what other tourist areas are in that path?
Well, all tourists, let us do one by one. All tourists and Portland should be okay. And I would say Montego Bay should get some because they're on the western side. Negril is a big tourist area. And actually, the south coast where it's going is also an area. So a lot of tourist areas will be hit. You know.
Right. When you say it's not going to be that bad, you mean relative to the major damage, correct?
Well, relative to the major damage, when I say Kingston won't be that bad, relative to what we were expected, because the original projection was was it's coming to Kingston, right? And we were expecting the full run. Then it slowly the projection started, the computer projection started shifting westwards and westwards and westwards, and so we will be about. Based on the projections, we should be about 60 miles from the eye.
Understood. Now, when places like Ocho Rios, Negril, Montego Bay, and these very high trafficked tourist areas, if they have a lot of damage, how does that impact the economic well-being of the island? It's going to have to be built back up, correct?
Right, but for the tourists, usually the hotels and the hotel infrastructure are fairly have good integrity. It's the agricultural sector that will get hit the most. Some roads will be damaged. The power might be off for a little while, but I think the hotels should be able to hold up. I mean, I don't think anybody's there now. I'm sure everybody, most of them left. A few might have stayed. I've heard of a few. There's one hotelier who had to take 2 guests he had to his own house to put them up until the hurricane passes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was on the radar this morning.
Wow. Brother.
I think the infrastructure of the hotels themselves, but I think like the road might be a little bit impossible because some of the power lines will probably come down and so on.
Absolutely.
But I think after a week or two, we should be back up. But the agricultural sector will get the biggest hit and the hardest to recover.
Well, my brother, we're praying for you. I sent out the plea at the top of the show, so everyone here in Atlanta and here in Georgia that listen to the Shelley Wynter Show are praying for everybody in Jamaica, especially my family down there. So please stay strong, take care, and just watch the World Series. And the Commanders are playing the Chiefs right now. That should be a good game.
Okay, thanks, Shelley.
I love you,
Bobby. Thanks, much. See you. We'll keep in touch.
Bye-bye. I wonder if he heard. Did he hear me say I love you? He said keep in touch.
I think he heard you.
And he said keep in touch, like we're friends. I love
that. Was his response.
I love my family. I really do. I really do. But that's what's going on in Jamaica, my friends. We'll be right back. Shelley Wynter Show. Did you know there's a new Predator movie coming out?
Actually, yes. I've been seeing the previews for it.
Do they turn out a new Predator movie like every year now?
Every other year.
Oh no! You know what? Every other year. Yeah, now I'm thinking of Alien too, but these how many Predators are we going to see?
7.
7? This is the 7th?
I guess. I don't know.
We'll be right back. Shelley Wynter Show.